Hello everybody, James Rink here. It is Wednesday, August 3rd, 2016, and today I am with Peter again, and we're going to go over some of the listeners' questions, as well as some of my own. First of all, Peter, are you there?
Hello, people.
Hello, and thanks for joining us again. How are you doing?
Given all the circumstances, good. Thank you for asking.
Okay, great. Okay, so someone just wants to know if how many languages can you speak?
From my point of view, it's irrelevant, but more than 10 actually.
Okay, and what is your native language?
Slovakian.
Okay, yeah, some people were having trouble pinpointing your dialect there, but there you have it. Okay, so somebody wants to know more about witches and why they have been suppressed over the centuries.
It's absolutely normal because they still are using magic, and the magic was banned. Like in certain types and certain cultures.
Okay, and so why do you think magic was banned, in your opinion, on that?
Because technically, magic wasn't, and technically still isn't, not bad. I mean, if it's not black magic, okay. Because it's a direct connection to a source of very first wisdom, right?
Okay, well that certainly makes sense. So I guess
That's very easy, like answer.
Mhm. And so why? So when did they actually? I'm assuming at one time witches were widely accepted and valued on this planet. So
Yeah,
when?
but it was very long time ago. It was
What?
very long time, and these modern, if you wanna call them modern, religions, they stopped it. Sorry. Yeah.
So it was really the advent of world religions that suppressed.
Yeah, if you wanna call it that way, yes. They
Okay.
they simply they simply like ruled. They want to rule the world, and they don't wanna to because they are not able to contact the like the root source, the very fun, the very first, um conscious, and they are pissed off at which is that they can do something like that.
Okay. And I was just curious, what's going to happen to these world religions when the ETs show up and people realize that their religion is not the only way to get to the heavens?
Nothing, because they will fool them that gods, I mean, like Jesus is a hero, I don't know, like Allah is a hero or something, Yahweh is a hero. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so that's going to keep going on even if the
Yeah,
ETs
yeah, of
show up.
course, because
Okay.
they are like sheeps,
Okay. Yeah, because I know some people were expressing frustration that a lot of members of their family don't believe any of this alien stuff, and and a lot of light workers are considered the black
but they
sheep.
are free, but they have their own free will.
Okay. All right. So, someone would like to know if there are any ordinary civilians working for the ACIO and how individuals are screened and selected to work for the ACIO. And you should,
Many of them.
yeah.
Actually, millions of them all around the world.
Okay. And I think it's relevant to bring up that why you would even be considered a person of authority to even comment about this, because some people may not have even seen any of our previous interviews and know who you even are. So let me just go ahead and give a quick brief bio. Peter is the director of Division 12 of the ACIO, which is the Alien Contact Intelligence Organization. So he has insider viewpoints on a lot of these different questions about extraterrestrial and Milab phenomenon. So that hopefully that might answer anybody's question what ACIO is about. Did I answer that correctly?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. So I guess this person that wants to know about civilians, maybe they're interested in signing up.
But that's the thing, many of them, actually most of them, they are working for us non-consciously, right?
Okay. Okay. So you don't actually. Most people are not going to get a call from the MIB,
No,
Mr.
definitely.
Smith.
It is definitely not working that way.
Okay. But at one point, that's what they used to do. Perhaps.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so someone wanted to bring up the video game Life is Strange, and I think the other one was X Deuce, which I don't know if that's my
Deus Ex.
Thank you. Okay, so I guess you're familiar with those two. So in
Yeah, it is this. It is. They are part of the disclosure. I don't know. Like Quantum Break is part of disclosure, right? Mirror's Edge Catalyst is part of disclosure. These
okay.
games, video games, they are definitely. Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. So
So people, you know, and people definitely need to look to search for these games. Definitely, to look for them, look out for them.
well, how much truth can we actually find in them? Is it just
I
like a
don't know,
parody?
80, 90%?
Really? Even like the names are correct?
Definitely, yes.
And the guy who, the author who put together the script for these games, does he work for these organizations?
No, it was like Tesla case. Tesla slept, right? Nikola Tesla. And he was like, I was heating, right? He was something like heat, and he just woke up in the middle of the night, and he began to like draw something or write something. He don't know why, how, and this was something like that. Very
Okay.
similar.
Okay. Well, yeah. So, and actually, some of the questions we had were pertains to, I guess, Quantum Break.
Yeah, it's Paul Serene and not Sophia Amaro, but Amaral, right?
Okay. And someone wants to know a little bit more about Paul Serene. So
Yeah, Paul Serene is he the actor, because this wasn't right in the shown in the game, because it will be too much obvious. um, Paul Serene's clone is Kevin Spacey.
well, how do you figure that? So they're the same person? Oh, wait.
No. Paul Serene's clone is Kevin Spacey.
The actor.
Yes, the actor. Right. Yes.
And
Because he, I don't want to say he's genius, but he's like way more intelligent, above average, right? And he's kind of normal guy in private, but in privacy, but he's one of the best and most famous, like bad guys player, right? He's playing negative roles, and Paul Serene is doing pretty much the same stuff, but he's like founder, CEO, and all kind of stuff of Monarch Solutions, right?
so why do you think Paul Serene would want to have a clone of himself in Hollywood?
Because he want he want to be famous. He want to be center of attention. He's egoistic, egocentric.
and he's also
kind of nuts guy.
a Nazi.
No, nuts guy, like
Not
twist-minded.
okay. So he is the head of Monarch Solutions,
Yes, you are right.
and who are responsible for the chemtrailing and I guess the mind controlling.
Most of the bad things are happening now. Yes.
Right, right. Well, why doesn't say like the NSA or the CIA or any of these
But
intelligence agents do anything?
they have no goddamn clue what's going on, because they are very below all this stuff, below it, you know,
Okay.
at the bottom of it. They have no goddamn clue what the heck is going on. They some of our officers, they met with director of NSA, and after I don't know, one or maybe 1.5 or 2 years after it, with director of CIA, and they were like, what the heck are you talking about? What is Monarch? What is Kruger? They were like, what are you talking about? We never heard about it. Right, and it wasn't because of they wanna cover them, you know. They don't know nothing.
But I always assumed the CIA and in particular the NSA were offshoots of Project Paperclip and the whole Nazi
Yes, you are
conglomeration.
right, but this is old story for at least for them, because you know, Kruger, for example, they were Nazi. They Because they were Kruger brothers, but this is another story. Uh, and Kruger, Monarch, Shoreline, Ultimate, and you know, Tristle too, but Tristle is another company, but they are working not so important stuff for DoD, Department of Defense. And they overtook MK Ultra agenda in second half of 60s, you know.
Okay. Well, I have a friend who recently talked to you, and she has a lot of MK Ultra going on, and she says her grandfather last name was Kruger. Do you think there's a
Yeah,
connection?
that's the truth. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah, there is, you know, I know who are you talking. Whom are you talking about? There is some, you know, bloodline connection. Yes. Uh-huh.
okay.
Yes.
Could you explain more about Sophia how do you say Amaro?
Amaral. Sofia Amaral, she's a head scientist of Monarch. She's from India, you know, and she was doing crazy stuff in India. Almost blew up the center part of India, and uh, she was stopped by Monarch. I am laughing at it because, you know, they these Indic people, they do always crazy stuff. And she was picked up into states in I mean in US, and she likes to play. No.
She likes to play around with what the timelines.
No, I mean, technically yes, but she likes to play with new stuff, you know.
Okay, and gets herself in trouble usually or
Uh,
sometimes.
yes, definitely. Yes, you are
So
absolutely right.
so if Sophia Amaro makes some mistakes,
Amaral,
Amaro, do the ETs come in and correct them?
Amaral.
Uh huh. So the ETs come in and correct it.
Yeah, but they are quite a pissed off, you know, because she messed it up so many times.
Okay, so I guess there's some karma. Do you think that any? Do you think she had anything to do with the fall of Atlantis
Definitely yes.
back then, in a past life? Okay. Can you explain more about Robert Miller and what he did?
He's, you know, he's in charge of doing crazy stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, he is doing, he's, how can I say that? You know, it's like, I'm thinking, he is chief of handlers of every super soldiers, and he's organizing them, and he's working for all of 4 companies, right?
And that is
And
ultimate.
he is gaining uh, his power, right? Because he had so many, how can I say that, so many uh so many uh materials. He can blackmail practically everybody. That's the problem. Do you know what I mean?
And he has blackmailed people.
Definitely yes,
Okay.
of course.
Um, well, recently I came in contact with an individual who claims that he recalls his prior name before he was surrogated to be Robert Miller. Should I? And he is a super soldier. Do you believe it? I guess maybe.
This, many people think many things.
So maybe it could be implanted memories, or maybe he is
Yes,
him.
yes, yes. Implanted memories.
Oh, okay. All
Most,
right.
probable.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah. So
yes.
so if a Robert Miller was to actually contact me, I probably should be very cautious and not try to really get.
Definitely yes.
Okay. And I just want to can you mention what those 4 companies are? I know you've done it mentioned it before, so, but some
Okay,
people
no
want to know.
problem. Kruger, Monarch, Shoreline, and Ultimate.
Okay. How do you spell that last one? Is it ultimate as in it like
Ultimate, yeah.
with a
I
U,
but
beginning
I
with a
like
U?
Ultimate because they are called them Ultimate themselves.
Okay. Does this in the letter U? It starts with the letter U.
You like Ultimate, but
Okay.
Ultimate. They love Ultimate. I don't know why.
Okay. All right. And you also mentioned DARPA, but DARPA's really works with
No,
all
no, no,
4 of them
no.
together.
I am talking about Tristle. Cell, like cell, like basic part of organism, and Tristle. Okay, and they are working, like helping stuff, like I don't know, like shoes, tents, special kind of like surface, like finishes for cabotage of cars and all kind of stuff. Tristle.
Okay. All right. So the next question here is really, I guess this person wants some confirmation. They've been getting some unusual dreams. They claim they were walking in a ring where there were snakes on some of the exits, and then they said that they appeared in what they thought was Monarch Solutions, and they saw a soldier who seemed afraid of her or him. And then they found themselves in a factory-like dressing room, locker dressing room, and that was for soldiers. And so they want to know, I guess, does Monarch so Monarch Solutions actually has their own super soldiers?
Yeah, definitely,
Okay,
yes.
so that could be real. So this other, then they also said they reached Metatron's cyber ancient city hall.
Yeah, that's
Is there?
that's that's true. That's true because Metatron, he was like ancient one from very first ones but not very first ones as very first ones, but very not first people, if you wanna call it that way. First people, yeah, and whole generation, whole not generation, whole type of super soldiers were named by him, like Metatrons.
Okay. Well, I think this might be relevant to bring up, but according to Jay Essex, he says that there is no Lord Metatron. So I'm confident that I'm going to trust your instinct on or your knowledge on that. But I guess anyway, I suppose answering that question might create some conflict. So maybe maybe don't say anything any further about that. But So the answer is there is a Metatron, and what does this cyber ancient city look like, and where is it located? Hyper cyber.
It is not here. It is in another dimension, you know.
Does it look like something like in the movie Tron? Something super advanced
If
like
you
that?
wanna call it that way, yes.
Okay. And is that what humanity? That's what we may be going towards, our future cities.
Yes.
So maybe like 10,000 years from now, they're looking. Maybe not even that forward. They can peer back in time and view us as being archaic.
Yeah, this because this is, you know, this is a same crazy thing as it is, you know. Um, it was Men in Black 3. To understand the future, we need to go back in time.
Okay.
You know, no, I mean, it was just you know, like just song, but technically it's not just a song, you know. It's
Yeah.
very real. It's very
Well,
real.
one MyLab even suggested that when we meditate, we can try meditating, contacting people from the future, time travelers in the future, to help us. Do you think that would even
Yes,
work?
yes, definitely.
Okay, but I guess they're still limited too because they're just people. I'm assuming people, aliens, um, with their limitations as well. So they're not going to totally fix everything. But okay, so should we try contacting Lord Metatron for assistance? You think would that be even prudent?
Definitely, yes.
Okay. Um, and I guess so. What is his role in all this, other than I guess naming super soldiers?
Yeah, he enjoys watching, and sometimes when something gets really wrong, he sent movers. Who are movers? They are moving. They are moving things and fixing things. Movers and fixers. They are tall, about, I don't know, about six like, you know, like 6'8", 6'10" maybe. They are bald, and how can I say that, they are speaking very slowly. They are speaking like that, you know, and they are, you know, like making things correct.
It's okay. So what they're correcting what the timeline?
Yes, if something is really wrong.
And do you think they assist what Monarch Solutions is doing?
No, they are assisting us to help.
Oh, I mean, like trying to clean up what the
Uh,
mistakes.
Clean up the monarch's mess, if you wanna call it
Yes.
that way.
Okay, that's a good way. Yeah. Okay. All right.
If
Okay.
you wanna call it that way.
Okay. So if you have any more questions about Metatron, feel put it in the comment section there. All right. So moving on here, someone wants to know what can you tell us about snake nanobots, and I'm assuming that's actually femtobots.
Yes. Just, I don't know. I mean, they are just only another kind of PPAI, black goo, and they look like snakes, and they can, you know, like they can stroke into your muscles.
Okay. And again,
And enhanced your muscles.
all right. And this nano size, it would be about the size of your DNA, so it would go in and change the codons. But femto is the size of the quarks within the atoms itself.
Yes, you are right.
So this snake nano femtobots actually, how does it interact with on the atomic level? How does this technology? I mean, what does it do? Is it open up portals or what?
Yes, portals, and you will be like super crazy. You can do crazy stuff, but you know, it is enhancing you in one hand, but slowly, but surely killing you.
So everybody it's infected with, or I guess the snake PPAI is slowly dying.
Yes. No. Once you are infected with snake PPAI, your dying process is much faster. That's the thing. What I'm trying to say.
Okay. How does that differ from other types of PPAI?
Once again, because it is going directly to your muscles.
Okay, and so why would anyone want to put that stuff inside of us?
It's like normal PPAI, and in the very beginning.
Okay, so they get some advantage with the muscle, what strength?
Yes.
Okay, and then but it slowly kills you. So
Yes, because it's something like being overdosed with steroids.
okay, have my labs figured out a way to get around that so it wouldn't damage the DNA and cause premature aging, or is that just a given? What do you think?
It's just a given.
So all of us that are infected with PPAI are
No.
not,
These once again, these
snake.
people who are infected with PPAI, right?
And did that come from the Dracos?
No, it's more complicated. It will be like whole another interview to talk about, right?
Okay, maybe we should do that perhaps next time we meet, so you can go into that, because I know we have a lot to cover here, and I guess there's so many different types of PPAI and femto and nano, and so many people. I think there's a
Yes,
lot.
that's crazy. Yes,
Right,
you
right.
are right.
Well, do you have any information about the death of Max Spiers? Have you been?
No, he's not dead.
Okay, so what happened?
He's only in another dimension.
Okay,
It doesn't automatically mean that he's dead. I mean, yes, he is dead from our ability of comprehension of reality.
okay.
But
'Cause
technically, he is not died. He is not dead.
yeah, I was told that he was in a 4D Milab rehabilitation center.
Fifth, not fourth.
5D.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
But it doesn't matter because from our point of view, he is dead.
okay, but he does have clones in other parallel realities where he's still.
Tons of them.
Yeah, so he's still alive. If you travel to another parallel reality, you can meet him, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Well, can you confirm or if he was actually murdered?
And that's the problem because he escaped to this cell.
He escaped to what cell?
Cell. It is like I don't know, like it is. Cell is not good word because it looks like the cell, but it's huge, And he was just up to doing the mission in another dimension. That's absolutely normal, modus operandi, right?
Oh, so he got what? He got tired of being in this parallel reality. He wanted to retire.
Not tired. He was up to do missions in another dimensions, and that's the big difference.
Okay, but aren't we doing that anyway? Aren't we multi-dimensional and we can be in multiple dimensions at the same time?
Yes, but if you wanted to do certain specific activities, you need to be only in one.
Okay. All right. Well, so it was theoretically it was his choice what time he chose to check out.
To be perfectly honest, yes, you are right.
Okay. All
But
right.
I don't wanna say something like that. It is like combination of choice and order. Or maybe not, how can I say that? Choice, uh, uh, multiple orders, and they gave him a choice, and he choose to be in another reality, if you wanna call it that way.
All right. Okay. Well, so there you have it. If anybody else has any questions about Max, you go ahead and put in the comment section. So let's go ahead and move on. So someone wants to know what the difference is between a super soldier, or other words known as a genetically modified human, and a normal human X-rays. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because most of super, not most, every super soldier, super soldiers, all super soldiers, they are not humans, they are crossbreeds. It's very easy.
Okay.
It's like I like it, the phrase easy peasy lemon squeezy, something like that. It's absolutely, it's nothing complicated about it.
Okay. And then the next question they actually mention about, we've talked about this, about mixing the different races. And it's
Yeah.
not just not just interracial, but also extraterrestrial with different races. And
Yeah.
the DNA traits are stronger than others when you do that. It's called targeted genoming. And
Yes.
the goal is to take the best traits of all the genomes and combine them to make the perfect specimen. In addition, the underground. Oh, okay. So then the person was commenting about the underground structures. The bases have been built long before
Yeah,
the modern
definitely.
era.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. They were like, they are, some of them 10,000, and some another one of them hundreds thousands years ago. I mean, years old, built, so many years ago, right?
That's right, that applies to Monarch Solutions, which is under Toronto, or I guess what, south of
No,
there,
no, no,
under the
no, no.
lake.
Once again, northeast of US Canadian border, not far away from Great Lakes.
Okay, and that facility is extremely ancient as well.
Yeah, you are right. It is about what? 1 million years ago? Years old? Something like that.
Wow, so it would have even been around during the time of Atlantis.
Yeah, definitely.
Were they doing their manipulations even back then?
Yes, 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 yes. Uh huh.
Well, I would have thought at least the Atlanteans would have been aware of it if they're technologically superior than we are today. Or was it
They
all kept
definitely, they
secret?
definitely, they definitely was.
Okay, well, I, so does that mean? So back then, I'm guessing Paul Serene would probably somebody else was in charge, or was it still the same guy?
This was crazy, because Paul Serene, he has so many identities and all kind of this crazy stuff.
So this guy is extremely ancient as well.
Yes, and he can do what he can do, like time traveling, reincarnating, as he can do practically anything. Uh, you know, uh, he want. It is crazy, at least from my point of view.
So if someone was to actually kill him, he could what time travel back in time after his soul would time travel back and go
If you
into a
wanna
clone
say that way, yes.
or take over Kevin
If
Spacey.
you wanna say that way, yes.
So I guess maybe that's one of the reasons why he likes having a lot of clones around.
Yeah.
Okay. So what can you tell us about DICOM files, which are used for medical images and data?
They were faked because look at it from logical way. Our also called modern medicine, they can't do mummy, right? In ancient Egypt, 6,000 years ago, and they are the youngest one, right? They can do mummification. Goddamn good. We are not able. Do you know what I mean? We have no goddamn clue about like how our bodies are built.
So the DICOM files try to cover that up, is what you're saying?
Yeah, definitely, because there are the wisdom, and they are given some real bullshit to medical doctors.
Can you
Some
explain?
of medical doctors know, but it's like they are like in secret societies, communicating all around the world, spread all around the world, communicating via dark web. Because they these corporations, they don't want to know for common doctors. I mean, medical doctors, right?
So, oh, okay. Who?
About anatomy, right? Because what kind of bullshit is that we with our like I don't know what, like from science, the technology and all kind of stuff, and we don't know our anatomy. It's like total bullshit. It doesn't make any sense. So we know it, but they are holding it as a big secret of and they don't want to know for normal medical doctors, for common medical doctors.
So what else do they keep secret in those DICOM files?
How to cure diseases.
Like, yeah, cancer, AIDS, Lyme
Yes,
disease,
yes, yes, you were right. How to cure
autism.
disease. Yes, Alzheimer and all kind of this bad stuff. Yes.
And so, as far,
For example, they can recover people from being radiated
what about bringing people back from the dead?
or something like even reanimation. Yeah, but that's the thing. No, they don't want to do it.
Is that why the Egyptians mummified the bodies, because they thought they could reanimate these corpses at some point?
Yeah,
And has any of these corpses ever been? Has the secret government been able to reanimate them?
yeah,
And I guess what is Obama a reanimated
yeah,
corpse?
definitely. His pharaoh, help me. Akhenaton rap.
Is he actually a reanimated corpse or a clone, a DNA clone from the
Yes,
corpse?
yes, yes. Why are you asking?
Why I'm just curious. Okay. All right. So there you have it. Hopefully that answered your question. Okay. So moving on here. Okay. Which races or race use robotic voice tech for abductees or contactees?
There are plenty races doing it, and they have got like they got them good reason to do that. So it's like it is complicated to talk about it, but most uh and best most reasons and best reasons are they want to stay in anonymity, right?
Okay, and I remember like one contactee. He claims he had some contacts from Andromeda, and he said that they sound like a used car salesperson, and they would talk to him, in that voice.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Why do you think they would use that form to communicate to him? Maybe they got their computer engineer programs wrong.
Yeah, if
analyzing dialect.
If you wanna call it that way, yes.
Maybe it's locked on to a bunch of used car TV commercials. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, actually, yes. That's the thing,
All right. Okay, so next question is, if a super soldier gets into an accident, and I'm not sure what this person means.
He can't die.
Okay, so
super soldier can't die.
So what happens if their head gets decapitated?
No, nothing like that.
Their head wouldn't get decapitated?
Yeah, you are absolutely right.
How do you figure that? You could chop it. It can't be chopped off?
Nope, because they've got specific what?
Is it the
body types?
The like spider tech armor?
If you wanna call it that way, yes.
Okay, so I guess but I mean, some super soldiers, they can get cut by a knife or get stabbed.
Yes, but it doesn't make any sense for them because it's like no problem. So because they will have no bleeding, that there will be no bleeding, right?
So maybe there's like a layer underneath the skin that protects it from.
Yes, you are absolutely right. Yep.
Okay, and so what if, like, say, a high-powered laser could sever a limb?
No, nothing like that. At least to modern ones.
Okay. So I guess the next part of the question is, are there watchers to make sure everything is planned? But I guess that doesn't really matter.
What?
Well, they want to know if watchers are around when a super soldier gets into an accident to make sure everything is planned.
No. Why?
So they don't, because they don't die anyway.
This is really crazy.
I think a lot of people just don't really have a clue what these super soldiers can do. I think maybe they still think it's something they've read on a DARPA website, some exoskeleton. Have you seen the pictures of that exoskeleton that DARPA came up with? Like that's the example of the most modern thing they can do.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So someone wants to know, is there a connection between the Draco Zeta hybrid program and Super Soldier project?
Super Soldier project? Draco
hybrid program.
Draco Zeta hybrids. Okay, sorry, my bad. Yes, they donored the DNA, right?
They donated. Both of them donated DNA to make what?
Yeah.
Okay.
One type of one type of super soldiers. Yes, you are right.
Do these super soldiers appear human?
Yes.
Okay. Because I also read an article somewhere that the Greys created their own super soldier called a Skimitor, and allegedly they were so
Greys?
Yeah, the Greys. I guess the little ones, the short ones.
Okay, gotcha. Because I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yes.
And allegedly, because according to this article, it stated that the short Greys are physically not very strong. So they're so freaked out about it, they try to exterminate these super soldiers, and there's 3 of them still alive, and one of them is on the moon. But can you confirm that these different races, or like the small Greys, attempted to make their own version of Super Soldier? That would have looked like, I think it looked like a tall gray, actually.
Yes, you are right.
Yeah, so it's not just humans that are working on super soldiers. All these different races have their own, I guess.
Not all of them, but most of them. Yeah, you were right.
So what would a reptilian super soldier look like?
Like reptilians.
8 foot tall, 9 foot tall.
Yeah, something like that. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I probably wouldn't want to mess with that one either.
No, definitely not.
Okay, so the next one's gonna.
Yes.
All right, next question is gonna put you on the spot, and obviously I already probably know what you're gonna say, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Someone wants to know if you can show us a photo or video of you lifting a tank.
This was funny. Okay. This was funny.
You can always black out your face, so we don't. You can keep that
No,
confidential.
I was just, this was funny. Sorry. Okay.
So the answer is no.
No, definitely yes. I mean, sorry, but this is terminal stupidity questions,
Someone wants to know, can you prove anything you talked about?
Yeah, that's the thing. Many people, how can I say that? Many people know that the things we are talking about are real, and if somebody don't believe it, I am not here to prove something.
Yeah, same thing with me. A lot of people judge me because I keep talking about super soldiers, and they want proof that I'm a super soldier. And some people even claim they're gonna break into my house and crush my skull and this and this and that. And I don't advise anyone attempting to do that. But for your own safety, I'm not so concerned about myself. But anyway, just throw it out there. I guess. But apparently we will get our proof soon because aren't the Nazis allegedly going to come into this timeline? They've been ordered to annex us from the parallel reality.
If you wanna call it that way, then yes.
So we may see some super soldiers running down the street.
Yeah, you are right.
When do you think all this crazy stuff might start to occur?
I don't know, 2-3 years.
Around what? Well, I guess you said they had up to the 2023 to complete it, so it would be before then.
Yeah. I mean, only on local level, right? But 2023, they will be like here.
Yeah, and I guess
do mass attack.
All right, and I don't. Can you confirm or do you have any information if Hillary Clinton will probably be our next president?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't have crystal ball.
Okay. Do you have any?
This is so crazy.
Do you have
these questions?
Do you have any input on whether or not Hillary Clinton is the sister of Angela Merkel and the daughter of Adolf Hitler?
Let us say that it is probability.
Is this the first time you've heard of anything like that?
No, I am just saying.
Okay.
That let us say that there is probability. I don't wanna be so open, in some kind of questions.
So maybe her DNA was tampered with. She may not be an exact daughter, but
yeah,
maybe,
but
something like that.
As I said,
Okay.
let's take it that there will be a probability. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So I guess if she does get to be elected, apparently, so do you think we'll start seeing all these technologies come out, whether it's Trump or Hillary?
Definitely yes.
Why do you think they're going to do it now when they could have? I mean, Obama could do it now. Why is it going to be years or 2 years from now?
Because it will be the best time for doing it, if you wanna call it that way.
Even like this advanced technology, super soldiers.
Yes.
How to reanimate the dead, all these secrets are going to come out. You think?
What? Sorry.
Like we were talking about the DICOM files, how they suppress that too. So all that's going to come to an end as well.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so that's really positive. I'm glad to hear that. I just hope we don't see a lot of trauma and turmoil between now and then. Okay, so next person wants to know, or they claim they've met super soldiers in the astral realms, and what does that make me?
Sorry.
Are
That
there? You do you understand the question?
no, because I was like, can you repeat it for me,
Okay,
please?
yes. All right. I've met super soldiers in the astral realm. What does that make me? Do they think
Holy
they're
crap! This is total crazy.
so that I get maybe they think so that okay, then they go on to say, why am I traveling in the astral realms meeting them? And then they said the super soldier injected something into me. What could it be? I guess maybe injected them in the astral realms. So so I guess are there astral super soldiers?
Yeah, they are. Definitely, they are. Right. Why are you asking? Is that so normal?
So does that mean in the when they're in their physical body they're also super soldiers too, or is it just can they just be astral only?
Both, both options.
Okay, so all right, it's interchangeable. Okay, well, hopefully it answered your question. Moving on here. Okay. So the next one is more of a comment. Okay, so okay. This person says the only reason I would assume good people would want to be a super soldier by choice would be to defend and protect against those who switched on negative super soldiers. My question for Peter is there a group of trained and a program for such super soldiers? Meaning soldiers that are trained to defend and protect against these privately controlled killers. And will we consider the ACIO one of these programs?
Yeah, definitely. That's the truth. We are doing it.
So the
But
ACIO
but
has
but but it is, we are doing it non-consciously, and these people, they will be activated once, like they are like backup,
the ACIO.
No, these people trained non-consciously by ACIO, they are like backup.
Okay. Uh, does the ACIO actually train super soldiers too?
Yeah, but non-consciously.
Okay. So
In
you're not
in most cases.
yeah. So that basically means you're not actually abducting people, taken to a facility, and shoot them up with
Yes, yes, yes,
Femtotech.
yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. Moving on here. I have a question about lucid dreaming and conscious astral travel. What about those of us who have been able to do this all our lives, and whether it affects how one is used? I guess the question is, does it affect how one is used or operates on these missions?
That's the thing. Uh, if you are using it for good thing or exploiting it, I mean like misusing it, right? I mean the ability of it.
Okay, so if you're
So
using
if you are using it for good thing, for good purpose, it will be good karma for you. If you are misusing it, it will be bad karma.
okay, so there you have it.
Because many people, they are misusing it for their own private purposes,
And
and we know that.
define how it could be misused. Typically, like what do you typically see?
For remote viewing, for example.
And it's wrong to do remote viewing.
Yeah,
Why
For
is
example, looking at the codes when they will look when they will just close the vault's door. I mean like that.
so like to do like a bank robbery or something?
But bank robbery without no robbery. I mean, with no robbery. Do you know what I mean?
Like
Because they
corporate
don't
sab
they don't need to make robbery because they will know the code.
Yeah, or even like corporate sabotage, remote
Yeah,
viewing what other
or something
corporations.
like that. Yes, yes. I mean, like uh, something like something very similar to industry espionage, right?
Yeah, espionage, right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so the next person has a comment here, and I guess their question comes at the end of it. Okay. So they go on to say, I often get what seems to be electric zaps that explode through my body when laying down to sleep. And which would often make my whole body jerk violently. My inner projection third eye lights up, and there will often be some kind of symbol or grid on a various part of my inner projection screen, if that makes sense. It is accompanied by a loud sound. Afterwards, it will be as if I am remote viewing, but not in control of it, and it feels as if someone else or something else is remote viewing through me. I often cannot turn it off, unlike when I consciously do this. Having a lot of experience with lucid dreaming and conscious OBE, etc., I know the difference between those experiences which are directed by my own will. This often accompanies what feels like someone blowing on my face, in patterns, and totally unconnected to any kind of possible breeze. I have been paying a lot of attention trying to assess this, and I have my theories and have read things, but I'm curious as to what is the cause. Do you have any information?
Yeah. This is exactly what he or she described.
So somebody else is remote viewing
Yes,
them.
definitely, absolutely. Yes, yes, yes.
Well, what can we do?
We can. Oh, that will be maybe problem. But if he or she want to contact you, and I can have a session with him or her in order to help.
Yeah, and so, of course, the next person wanted to ask, what can we use our free will to overcome their programs?
No, definitely not.
Well, some people suggest that we should pray to the archangels. Will that protect us from AI?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so that would be
Not 100%ly, but it will help.
okay. Okay, so as far as our own free will, okay, but that's still not the same thing as praying. If we pray to something else, that's not really ourselves overcoming
Yes,
it. Okay.
yes.
All right. Well, what about, say, showing love and just having the most love you can possibly have for, say, one of these beings or an AI? Would that disable the program? Just showing a constant, a huge amount of love.
Yeah.
That works too.
It's another, yes, it's another possibility how to do it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So to an extent we can do it, but not overcome maybe like Milab programming with alters and so on.
Yes, you are absolutely right.
Well, what if we were to do like some kind of self hypnosis? That
This is like, crazy stuff. And we need to be super cautious.
oh, especially when you poke around that part of the mind.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So the next question is, and I am going to go into the sessions. Well, I guess we should probably bring that up right now because since we're already on the topic, I was just curious how your sessions are going, and can you explain to people what that is about?
It is about searching, it is about hear them out, what's their stories, what are their stories, looking for their files, and talk about it. Talk about possible solutions.
And the files are located on a dark web database.
Nope.
Nope, that's not
On
true.
our database.
Oh,
On our database.
okay. And someone wants to know where did you get the information in your database?
We've got our special division. They are gaining this information, right?
Can you comment on where they gain their information from?
From our wisdomers, and they are making, some research in terrain.
Okay. And so are wisdomers actual physical beings that they meet with?
Yes.
And they have computers?
No.
No?
Wisdomers, they are connected to, to very first one conscious.
Okay. All right. And to sign up, just click in the description section of the video, and there's details on how to do it. And please, people, follow directions. Some people are not doing the following it all the way it's supposed to be laid out. It just makes more work for me, and also the waiting list now is probably at least a couple months. So don't email me asking me when you're gonna have a session with Peter. We will let you know. Okay.
Okay. So I think that, are we okay for now or not?
Yeah, I would. Yes, but I also want to mention about the mint tea. Someone says that they've been drinking the mint tea for 2 months, and they.
I know.
hear
It's normal.
sounds.
I can hear it. That the hearing capacity went down. Yes.
Is that normal?
Yep. Is it
Okay.
absolutely normal?
Okay. I don't recall that actually being an issue for me. So maybe some people are different, maybe with their DNA.
Yes.
And okay. And again, Peter encourages people to drink the mint tea recipe listed below. It has cinnamon and lemon and raw honey in it. But by drinking this for several
and lemon juice.
And by drinking it for several months, morning and the evening, the ACIO can scan you or scan the people that are drinking this, and entities will rent a part of your subconscious mind and help you out with life issues in return.
Yes, you are right.
So there you have it. And also be sure to subscribe to these videos to learn more about Peter, and also put your questions in the comments section. We can get to them in future shows. And also visit Super Soldier Talk for more information on super soldiers, and also visit neologicaltech.com to support the work that I do, because I don't make much money. I hardly make anything off of this, so that would help me out. And also I want to thank Peter for joining us. And,
Thank you, too.
Do you have any final comments you'd like to share?
No, everything is. I think that we are pretty much done for this week.
Okay, thank you, Peter, and thank you, listeners, for listening in, and goodbye. Please consider supporting Super Soldier Talk by purchasing your own Neo Meditation device. Your Neo Meditation device will help you reduce stress, integrate trauma, enhance intuition, enhance clairvoyance, and enhance creativity. Get yours now at www.neologicaltech.com.